Hi everyone, welcome to another bedtime story with Aisha Tales. If your bed is cozy enough, let's listen to our today's story. Once upon a time, on a cold and snowy New Year's Eve, a poor little girl wandered through the streets. Her name was never known, but we remember her as the Little Match Girl. She wore no hat and had only a thin scarf to cover her golden hair. She was barefoot, having lost her slippers earlier that day. One was taken by a naughty boy, and the other one was too large and fell off. The little match girl carried a handful of matches in her apron and a few more in her hand. She tried to sell them to passers-by, hoping to earn a few coins to take home to her sick mother. The little girl's clothes were old and worn, no match for the biting cold wind that blew through the narrow streets. As evening approached, the streets became deserted. Snowflakes danced around her, and the lights from the houses glowed warmly, mocking her as she walked aimlessly. Without selling a single match, she was too scared to go home, fearing her father's anger and the cold, inhospitable hovel that awaited her. Desperate for warmth, the little match girl huddled in a corner between two houses. She pulled her thin legs up close to her body and shivered. She hesitated, but then took one of her matches and struck it against the wall. The match burst into a warm, comforting flame. She held her hand close to the fire, feeling the pleasant heat spread through her fingers. In the tiny flicker of the match, she imagined a big, beautiful stove glowing with warmth and light. As the match burned out, the vision faded, and she was once again left in the cold. She struck another match, and this time she saw a table laden with delicious food, a roasted goose, fruit, and cakes. She reached out to touch it, but the match went out, and the feast vanished. The little match girl lit another match, and in its light she saw a beautiful Christmas tree, adorned with candles, ornaments, and presents. She marveled at the sight, but it too disappeared when the match died. As she lit the fourth match, she saw her kind, loving grandmother, the only person who had ever shown her love and kindness. The girl cried out, "Grandmother, take me with you." As the match burned out, she quickly lit another, determined to keep her grandmother's vision alive. In the glow of the matches, her grandmother grew larger and more beautiful. She took the little match girl in her arms, and together they ascended to a place where there was no cold, no hunger, and no tears, only warmth and everlasting happiness. The next morning, as dawn broke, the townsfolk found the little match girl sitting against the wall with a peaceful smile on her face. She was frozen with a bundle of burnt matches in her hand. The people whispered among themselves, never knowing the beautiful vision that had brought her comfort in her final moments. And the end of our today's story. So the moral of the story is, it reminds us of the harsh realities faced by the less fortunate and the need for compassion and charity. It highlights the innocence and fragility of childhood and the simple, desperate hope for warmth and love in the face of adversity. Thank you everyone for watching this video. Please don't forget to like and subscribe my channel. See you next time everyone.